I order a hot chocolate instead? I didn't like this.
There's nothing in it.
It's still too cold outside for all of this. So I am inside, with the heater on. Oh my god, that's my husband.
What were you doing?
Nothing. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Neverland Book Club. It is June already. 6 months into the new year and it's finally starting to feel a little less pretty. Well, time for me to retreat back into my fictional world and tell you all about the new month TBR / wrap up of last month / try to avoid the question of did you finish your previous month TBR? Because I know you didn't. I know you said you wanted to read all those books, but your eyes are bigger than your stomach, little one. You basically have 3 full-time jobs. What the hell made you think you had all the time to read all of these books? Sorry about that. Sometimes a wiser version of myself likes to just have at my psyche for a moment or two. Though I never do seem to remember what she says. Ah, it's written here. Don't promise to read more than a few books this month, you people-pleasing little curly-haired clown woman. P.S. Eat a banana, my legs keep cramping at night. Love you, bye. Well, this is just nonsense. I was able to get through 7 books during the month of May, despite my having multiple jobs that rule the daylight hours. I don't think we've ever filmed one of these videos before 10 p.m. 3 of those books, yes, being April TBR titles, but still, a finished book is a finished book. I was even able to get out 2 May title reviews last month, and I am proud of that. Let's start with the April reads I was finally able to wrap up. Crooked Kingdom took the longest. This plane is taking the longest to pass by. I plan on doing a whole dedicated video to the Six of Crows duology, but I must say, it doesn't normally take me that long to finish a book, so take from that what you will. The second one was Later, which I started reading immediately after Crooked Kingdom, to cleanse my palate, so to speak. After reading 5 back-to-back Leigh Bardugo books, I seriously needed a break. That's not at all to say anything bad about Bardugo. I just needed a change of scenery, especially since the genre isn't exactly my favorite to begin with. And honestly, after reading the first 10 pages of Later, I remember Pablo walking into the room and I just sighed and said, he's just superior. King, that is. Pablo too, but I was talking about King in the moment. I was hooked after the very first page and found myself speed reading once again. When in doubt, pick up King. That doesn't rhyme? I care not. I was discussing this with my good friend Chelsea, and we found that certain authors can feel like home. King, for me, is home. I'll tell you a tale I shared with Chelsea in a later video, but returning to King after not reading anything from him since The Institute came out in 2019 just felt right, satisfying. After the gratification of putting 2 finished physical books down, I started listening to Piranesi, and we all know how that went. 5 for 5 stars to Susanna Clarke for writing a truly whimsical masterpiece. I carried on with Sometimes I Lie, another satisfying title to finish, and definitely more my speed with its twisty-turny genre-fluid nature. Then, The Flood. A Little Life. This one took me the longest to get through this month. Not for lack of trying, but because it was an actual trigger. When I mentioned being afraid of this book in last month's TBR, I was right to be afraid. I was right to walk into this book with a bit of caution, though I perhaps should have reserved an abundance. I should have done a bit more research before diving in headfirst because there were times I had to stop. And I plan on doing an in-depth dedicated review on this unbelievably depressing story, but I will say this. If you plan on reading this book, be prepared. I thought The Handmaid's Tale was rough. This was rough. After finishing, I still find myself thinking about the characters and their lives, their experiences, and how life comes with good and bad, and to simply be kind to everyone and anyone you cross paths with in life, because you just simply don't know what can be the very last straw for some people. Alongside A Little Life, I was able to finish Turtles All the Way Down, and honestly, I don't know if anything of John Green's will ever beat Looking for Alaska. I don't know, it was fine. It had its moments of depth and memorable quotes and philosophical reflections, but it did feel extremely juvenile. Though I think that feeling was aided by the fact that I was listening to the most adult and crippling depressing story I've ever heard, so yeah. Perhaps if you plan on reading Turtles All the Way Down, don't also listen to adult misery porn. I feel as though all John Green books are stars that need to shine all by themselves, even if it is to their own fault. See what I did there? And lastly, I finally started reading The Midnight Library, a book that has been on my TBR since before starting this channel. I'm not finished yet as of filming this video. I think I have like an hour or two left. I will likely be done by the time it reaches you though, so I'll spare my thoughts for now. Alright, now on to my intentions for the month of June. To start, I actually only plan on reading 3 months. This book. Wrong. 3 books this month. I know, shocker. But I am learning more about how much I can handle and work with when it comes to my many roles, and I'd also like to catch up on previous month's TBR. The main reason, though, being writing. That's right. I've mentioned before that I write for more than just a way of therapy. I write stories, and as much as I love being in the lab, being in my own fictitious worlds is my true happy place. So I plan on going there, and perhaps making even more videos in the future about writing as much as reading. So if that's something you're into, go ahead and click subscribe. I have a small community of writers and friends I'd like to showcase on this channel and share our work, so if you're a writer as well and would like to join our little community, also subscribe. If you'd like to join our newsletter as either a writer or a reader, go ahead and click the link in the description and choose your path. You could choose both. I would. After a month of trying to contact the winner of the Shadow and Bone box set giveaway, I have decided to pick another random winner. I'm sorry, previous winner. I contacted you many times and yeah, you left me on red, dude. So I shall announce the new winner here and now. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Noura Al-Zubaydi. My dear Noura, we will be sending you an email, which my producer is telling me we've already sent it to you. So if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check your junk mail as well and claim your prize. There are also a few other announcements regarding merch and a future Patreon and what that may entail, so stay tuned for those projects. Okay, finally, let's begin. Firsts can be hard sometimes, which is why a buddy is always a good thing to have when experiencing new things. Norwegian Wood is the first book by Haruki Murakami I'll be reading, and my bestie from the north, Chelsea Thomas, as I've just mentioned her before. Her and I plan on buddy reading this title together. Thank you so much, my dear Chelsea, for being patient with me and my ridiculous schedule. Never did I think that starting a YouTube channel and Instagram revolved around books would result in such a genuine connection and friendship. Seeing all of the darling comments and support really makes these videos worth their immense effort. Alright, back to Norwegian Wood. After telling Pablo about my plans on reading this novel with my bestie, he said this. Say your line.
Hey Google, play Norwegian Wood by the Beatles.
Norwegian Wood. This Bird Has Flown, remastered 2009, by the Beatles. Sure. Playing on YouTube Music.
Okay, Google, stop. We don't have the copyright.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Google, stop. Okay, Google. Stop, please. Thank you. And now I can't think of the book without the song playing in my head. Does the story have anything to do with the song?
Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head by B.J. Thomas. Sure.
No.
On YouTube Music.
No. Google, go to sleep. Get a Google Assistant, they said. It makes your life easier, they said. I think we're good. Does this story have anything to do with the song? I have no idea. As you know, with my lack of research with A Little Life, I don't like spoiling stories for myself. I don't normally look into a story I'm about to read, so if you want the story, read the book, as I always say. But I'll let you know in a future inevitable review. Next on my list of 3 is The Kiss Thief. This book was recommended to me last year, and I've had it in my Audible queue since then. I just forgot about it. I'll be honest with you, I don't have too high hopes for it, but I'll give it a shot. We'll see. I haven't read smut for the pure sake of smut in quite some time, so I'll have to go out and buy a nice bottle of wine for the occasion. And finally, I plan on continuing my love for Stephen King with Lisey's story. Now, I have had this book in my collection for years. And when I say years, I mean years. I bought this book secondhand in a used bookstore and really only picked it up for a handful of reasons. One, it's King. That's the whole handful. Just kidding. Two, look at this jacket. Pull it back. And look at the cover. It's just absolutely beautiful. Though it also looks like a Lisa Frank binder I had in 4th grade, but more spooky. Though those things were sometimes creepy all on their own. Another reason I purchased the book without knowing anything about the story was its hidden message on the front page. Look at that. It says, Nancy, saw this and thought of you. Hope you enjoy. Love, Shula May? Shula? Sheila?
Shelly.
Shelly! This is why I love secondhand bookstores. Not only do you get the story within the pages of the book you're buying, but sometimes you also get a glimpse into the book's previous owner. Into them, yes. A form of one-way communication that is unmatched in other forms of entertainment. Going to a used DVD or VHS store is simply not a thing anymore. And even if it was, how often would you perhaps find a hidden message in the film from the previous owner? Probably never. Even thrift stores are limited in backstory, though they are altogether better if you're in search for that one-sided connection. Alright, wait. What was I saying? Oh yes, why I plan on reading this. Now, after years and years of it sitting on my shelves, just looking pretty and collecting dust. Well, this.
I have visions. I write them down and people pay to read it.
I saw this trailer and was waiting for the catch. Apple TV Plus. That's the catch. A subscription I had absolutely no intention of ever subscribing to, but now, damn it, it got me. I'm gonna get it. Actually, by the time you're watching this, I've already subscribed and seen the first episode since it came out future yesterday. I'm going to pay for yet another subscription and then justify every month after I've already been charged and forgot to cancel again. Why I still need each and every one. Silly how a reader could have so many television subscriptions when I'd rather be reading anyway. Now that all of the reading is out of the way, I want to tell you a bit more about the writing. I have 2 short stories I hope to publish very soon, and I'll tell you no more than their titles and 2-word descriptions. First, Sweat and Honey. Description, artsy ghosts. Next, Dear Dahlia. Description, witchy oops. Oh. That's my plan for June. Both my sister and my good friend Emmy have their birthdays on the same day, June 17th, so go wish them a happy birthday in the comments and tell me a few titles that are on your June TBR, because, you know, I'm nosy. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Today's shout out goes to Zoe Chen. Your quote is a testament to how powerful books truly are. Windows into alternate realities. A room without a window will never know the light. And I could say the same for a home without books. And you can quote me on that. Alright, I'm off to go put my sweatpants back on and frantically write in my favorite place. You know it, under my bed. Stay lost, keep reading. Leave messages in your future books for people to find. Goodbye! Can you still see my head? Is it still cold outside?